y'all. I know y'all are wondering where in the world I have been. This is my first video in about a year and a half. If you're new here, my name is Mo. Let's go ahead and jump into this video so I can catch you all up on what I've had going on, like 1,001 things, and let's just get into it. Just to let you all know, I'm filming this video inside of my storefront, so if a customer walks in, I'm gonna have to pause this and then get back to recording once I tend to my client. Now, I know y'all are wondering where in the world I have been because I was really consistent about filming content, but y'all, life got a hold of me and I had to focus, and I'm not good at multitasking, and sometimes I just have to focus and drill down on what I have in front of me, so that's why I haven't recorded a video in so long. Now, if you've watched any of my old videos, you know that I was living in Chicago. I was working as a regulator and then working on my brand on the side in my spare time. So I own a women's clothing and accessories line called Urbanly Chic, and I have now moved to Los Angeles and opened a brick and mortar storefront. I can't wait to show you all the store and kind of give you all a tour, although I may do the tour in a separate video, like a second video, you know, so this doesn't get too long. I just want to give you all a brief update about what's been going on, how I ended up here, so forth and so on. So let's take it back to Chicago. So in Chicago, November of 2021, I quit my job as a regulator that was stressing me to the max. I had just accepted a new role, but it's not like I really wanted to do it. And I've known for a long time, for years and years, that I want to work for myself and I just want to have that autonomy because I'm super disciplined, super detail oriented, super motivated. I have like the necessary skills, I think, to work for myself. So I've known for a long time that ultimately I wanted to work for myself, but I just didn't know how it would be possible or when that would happen. So fast forward to November of 2021, I had the opportunity to participate in a pop-up shop at a local mall. So the mall was in the suburbs of Chicago. It's called Yorktown. And there is a Black business owner who has a brand, and she was renting a storefront at Yorktown Mall, and she was providing an opportunity to small brands to pop up within her space. So when I got the email, you know, of course, it piqued my interest, but I just didn't know how I could do the pop-up shop and work my full-time job as a regulator. So my wheels started turning, and I spoke with several of my sisters about it. I have 4, and I spoke with several of them about it and decided that it made sense for me to at least do some of the dates that were available to us. And this was during the holiday season, you know, so this is a good time to test out a brick and mortar location and get some sales because everyone's shopping for the holidays. So I remember replying to the email, and I told the owner, I was like, hey, I want to rent for like every weekend in November. And she was like, okay, you know, because I was thinking I could just work my job during the week, and then on the weekend I can go and pop up at the mall and just sell stuff on the weekend. So I gave it a lot of thought and decided maybe this is the time for me to like branch out and try working for myself full time, because I really believed in my brand and what I was doing, and I was so unhappy with my corporate job. I mean, y'all, I used to cry. I was like depressed. Like I was over that job. It was an awesome job. You know, when I first started, I really loved it. I loved what I did. But during the pandemic, for a whole host of reasons, it was just like, I do not want to do this. I was working way too hard, too many hours, too much on my plate, and I had no control over it. I had to just suck it up and just take it, you know? So, not to digress, I decided, okay, I'm just going to try to do the pop-up shop for the full month of November and make as much as I can and then see what happens after that. So I quit my corporate job and decided to do the pop-up shop full time, and I ended up owning half of the storefront or operating half of the storefront, and it was just a beautiful experience. 2 of my sisters came and helped me with the store. One quit her job, moved up to Chicago to help me. The other one kept her job, worked it, you know, during the day, and came and helped us at the storefront when she had free time. So it was just a total blessing to have their support. I will say that before that storefront opened, it was crazy. What I went through was insane. Like, because there was so much I just didn't know. and I was like drinking from a fire hose and just trying to learn all this stuff at once. It was stressful and crazy as hell. Now that I really do need to put in its own video and go in depth about all the stuff you need to build out a store and things that I just didn't think about regarding my tags or my barcodes or how to apply the tags, or just, I could go on and on. It was just a lot, and I'm just one person, and it was a lot on me at the time. Nevertheless, we got open. We made like over $2,000 our opening day. It was just awesome, and at the time, it's the most money my store had ever made in a month, and we renewed into the month of December. And long story short, we ended up being at that location for 5 months. For a whole host of reasons that I'll get into in another video, I decided that I didn't want to remain at that mall. I looked into other malls in Chicago, but at the time the market was kind of saturated with boutiques looking for an opening into brick and mortar due to the pandemic and all of the vacancies that were available. There was like a lot of opportunity for online brands to break into a brick and mortar storefront. So I was competing for space with a whole lot of other brands, and a lot of the spaces that were available just were a hot no. Like, I'm trying not to cuss. They were just no. I was not about to just, I don't feel like just because the opportunity is there, that doesn't necessarily mean you should take it, right? Like, it needs to make sense. And a lot of the storefronts, like the locations within the various shopping malls, were just not ideal. And so I was like, this is not working. Maybe I'm going to just have to go back into the corporate world. One day, I think it was the same week that I announced that I was going to leave that mall, and I had made that decision. I found out about a pop-up shop opportunity here at Beverly Center, and I learned about it through Shopify. So I'll put the name of the company and the website where you can go and look at various opportunities around the country. But it was between Los Angeles, Beverly Center, and Miami. Those were the two areas. I was interested in Miami first, and then Los Angeles. I don't know if I was really interested in Los Angeles like that, now that I think about it. I think that the head of the pop-up shop program is the one who raised Los Angeles, and I was like, oh. But I saw that Beverly Center was super high-end, so I didn't know if I could even make it in there. I didn't know if I would perform well. I could go on and on about all the things that ran through my head about why I thought Beverly Center might not be a good fit. But I met with the head of the pop-up program after submitting an inquiry, and she, of course, had done some research on my brand and learned more about my brand after talking to me, and was like, I think you would be an excellent fit for this. I think you're cut out for this. And so I decided, okay, I'm going to move to Los Angeles, potentially. Actually, what I did was I flew out here. I'm looking to make sure no one's walking into the store. I flew out here to tour the space that they had available, and I was planning to go to Miami, but ultimately I ended up coming out here, touring the space, and once I toured it, I was like, I think this would be a good fit for me. I knew it was gonna need a lot of work. I'll try to insert some footage of what the store looked like before I came in and built it out. And it wasn't like it was a crazy amount of stuff to do, but it needed some work for sure to make it usable for what I need. And I just decided I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the risk and do it. And once I decided to do that, when it was time to pull the move off, all hell broke loose. So many things went wrong. Last summer, I didn't know if I was gonna be able to open the store because so many things had gone wrong. So a miracle came out of nowhere. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, God. And I was able to open the store. But it was a very trying time last summer when I decided to move and pull that off, and people hear about me moving like that and they're like, oh, that's just so admirable, oh my gosh, like you're so courageous and all this. But it was crazy. When I tell you so many things went wrong, at one point I felt like everything that could go wrong went wrong except me being sick. So I didn't know what was going to happen to me. There's a lot of things that occurred that made me feel like, you know, I had worked my whole life to avoid those things, and here they were happening to me. But all in all, I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I took the risk. I'm here now. My store has made more money than I could have ever imagined. Like, it is crazy. And I have gone through a lot of, I have managed to overcome a lot of obstacles and had a lot of things happen to me that are less than ideal, but I've also had so many wins and successes and beautiful moments here in this store. So I've been here for a year and 2 months. I'm trying to decide if I'm going to stay longer, and if so, what that looks like, and if I don't stay, what that looks like. And I think I should go into the details about why I'm considering leaving in another video, because I just think it would be so helpful. You know, before I opened a brick and mortar storefront, I remember looking on YouTube for content related to brick and mortar storefronts so that we can get so that I could get an idea of what it was like to run a store every day, and the obstacles you face and the challenges and the triumphs. And there's not that many YouTubers that are providing that type of very useful content. So in some ways I feel kind of bad because so much stuff has happened over the past year and 2 months, or really year and a half, that I could have shared that would be valuable to other business owners, or people, or even prospective owners, people who think they may want to do this one day. But like I told y'all, it is hard for me. I don't know if I said that because I've had to restart the filming of this video multiple times just to warm up and get used to recording and talking and hearing myself talk. Dang, I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, what I was gonna say is I suck at multitasking. So when I initially opened the store and started working, and I was here every single day with no day off for weeks and weeks and months and months and months and all that, I just could not even think of doing YouTube, you know? So it's better late than never, and my experiences are what they are. So even if it's something that's happened in the past, like over the past year or whatever, it's not too late for me to share that stuff. It's still useful information. It's still, you know, I can still share my experiences with you all, and you all can take them and utilize them as much as you want. I've had a lot of really amazing things happen that I want to share with you all. So I'll just try to, for the rest of the time that I'm here, however long that may be, I want to just make more of an effort to just share as much as I can with you all about the store and what it's like on a day-to-day basis, and the challenges I face, and revenue issues or cash flow issues, taxes, and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, thank you all for tuning in. The next video that I post, I don't know if I'm gonna post it the same day. I'll be wearing the same thing. It's gonna be a tour of the storefront so that you all can see what it's like. I plan to do another video where I go around and show you all how much things cost, like in terms of the fixtures and the decor and all of that, so you all can get an idea of what it takes to build out a storefront and what it takes to run it every day, and, you know, keep things looking nice and things like that. So yeah, it's been nice. It's been great talking to you all. I'm glad I'm finally back recording, and let's see where this entrepreneur life series goes from here on out. With that being said, thank you all so much for tuning in. Please don't forget to like this video, comment below, and subscribe. Also, check out my website. I'll list it on the screen for you all. Follow us on Instagram. All of this will be down in the description box too, so that you can follow my personal page, you can follow my business page, and that's pretty much it. So thanks so much. The next video will end up being a tour of the storefront. All right, thanks, and I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.